So, you want to get my
It
help
allows
right
you to
now?
earn a few shards, and that's what makes it worthwhile.
Do you think we make a good team, Duras?
Two experienced warriors like us? I feel like there is nothing we cannot do.
You should go to the camp in Idan.
Yeah.
That either, whatever you say.
That's what I said.
Talk, that's all he is.
He wouldn't have been punished for that in the past, but his mistake, and now he's in real trouble.
Halt! No.
You know counterfeit IDs are being sold right in front of your gate.
What? Have you got one? Show me. Well, that's good quality work, too. I'm not sure I would have spotted that as a fake. Thank you. We need citizens like you around here. You've done me a service, so I'll give you a valid ID. Just make sure you take this fake straight to Eric when you get inside, right? Oh, and there are some rules I need to tell you before you enter. First, stay away from the generator. That sort of security is why we need to keep a rein on fake IDs. So take that fake straight to Eric, okay? Anyone you meet in the city who hasn't got proper documents, report them to him. We can only keep peace in the city if we all work together, and we keep the city secure. That's what was laid down by the Great Council of Magalan. And the Great Council gave the clerics the responsibility for guaranteeing the city's independence. That means everyone is welcome here. So keep the peace while you're in there. Our suggesters are busy enough without you adding to their workload. And that's it. You may pass.
It allows you to use shards, and that's what makes it work.
Hey, you! What? No! You got... I just...
There are raids, but there have been no major assaults recently.
I'm sure that's just the calm before the storm. I just hope the dome holds. There's a lot of people depending on this dome of mine. So they pass us by like a river around a rock. Kalan gave us the knowledge, and now look what we've achieved. A safe harbor for all people. The clerics and Ignodons say we've strayed. I say we've found the true path.
You built the dome?
I designed the plans for it, then we built it together. My name is Eric, by the way. Chief engineer here in the dome. I'm in charge of all the generators and technicians who oversee them.
I have a forged ID for you.
Are you trying to get me angry? Let me guess. Gregor, the dome guard, sent you. I told him 1,000 times I'm not responsible for these things. Alois is the city's supervisor. You should report such matters to him. Go on, go and play Gregor's messenger boy.
I will take the ID to Alois.
Ah, no, it's all right, it's all right. Just Just give it here. I'll take care of it. Shit, I'm sorry I bit your head off. It's just... I've got enough to deal with without getting bogged down in the petty stuff. But Gregor keeps sending me every task he comes across. If there's trouble with the generators or the dome, then I'm your man. I have enough to deal with without counterfeit passes or toilet breaks for guards or shortages of hinges in the West Quarter. Still, that's not your problem. Thank you for bringing me the pass. Please take your reward for honorable service to the dome. I'll check to see who this ID was customized for. Then a suggester can take care of the rest. Deceit like this can only lead us to uncovering a greater lie.
Don't take it personally.
How many are dead now?
Huh. What have we had?
You had better not mean that literally.
Go on, growl again. Growl. How did you get the guard to let you into the dome? I'd watch out. They're probably trying to recruit you. You wouldn't be the first to come here looking for shelter only to end up bowing down to Kalan. However you got in, you're going to find it even harder to get out. The clerics are a little jumpy at the moment. You might say paranoid. So, when they do let someone in, it does make me wonder who they are and why the clerics thought letting them in was a good idea.
If it's so hard to get in, what are you doing here?
I got in before things got so paranoid. And I came here for profit, of course. Lots of nervous people close to the Alps tend to be willing to invest shards in their safety, you see. And getting hold of supplies is hard out here. So, if you can get them, you can sell them for a high price. Well, that was the plan. Now, the clerics have stopped me trading and cut off all the supplies.
Where do you get your goods from?
Mostly directly from Tavar. And that's the main problem. Seeing as the clerics have got picky about who comes in and goes out of here. It's impossible to get by the guards without an ID card. And they took mine from me as part of their crackdown. Now they say I'm causing trouble. But what else is a businesswoman supposed to do when she has her business taken from her?
That turns my blood cold.
Cooper, outlaw. You fled here from Tavar, is that you?
Yeah.
What do you want?
He was starting fights for no
You
reason.
know what this
That's why he
is.
got in trouble.
Fuck.
You're lucky you're getting a chance. You will leave the city.
Makes it worthwhile.
Be grateful
Yeah.
you're being allowed
She
to
said
live.
she saw him stealing,
You
just
will
there,
go to
right
your
in front
camp
of her.
and be happy to stay. Move along,
He wouldn't have been punished for that in the past, but his mistake, and now he's in
Doug,
real trouble.
I
That's
must
all
leave.
he's ever been.
I will be grateful. I will be happy to stay in my camp.
I can't imagine that. Well, I can, but
I heard he was
Not
trading
now.
illegally. No wonder he got in trouble.
Move along,
What an ass. We should have known.
What is it you want?
Who are you?
You first. There is something that is familiar about you, but no matter, I suppose. Even Albs. I think Albs would be perfect people if they weren't so emotionless. But then, that is why they are the only faction I have never belonged to.
What do you mean? You mean you want to become an Alb?
That's a long story. If you're really interested in my tale, then I will tell you, of course.
A traitor to many causes, or a heroine to all. We should see what she has to say.
As you wish.
Tell me your story. How did you end up joining the clerics?
Right, I'll give you the full version. Well, the short version of the full version.
Just get on with it.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. So, I grew up in Goliath in Edan. My father and mother were both born berserkers, and so that meant I was too. Back then, Bajar ruled over Goliath. As a child, I had no interest in the laws, of course. But when I was about 12 years old, one of the warlords came to our home. He took my parents, and I was left on my own to survive in the city. I remember him. I remember my parents leaving. And I remember me screaming. But everything else is gone. It's just a blur.
What happened to your parents?
Well, what else? They were exiled. Nobody ever told me why they were exiled. I still don't know what they did, even today. I hate the Berserker laws. Nothing against the Berserkers. They're just people. It's the laws I hate. I think what the Berserkers want to do with Magalan is right. But I can never forgive them for what they did to my parents. Why was I punished for whatever my parents did? Why wasn't I told what had happened? I swore never to return, and I haven't set foot in Edan again.
Where did you go?
Wherever I needed to survive. That meant running from reavers and wild animals. It didn't take long for some reavers to take me captive. And then, I don't want to talk about that. I was lucky, though. After several years, the reavers were attacked by some of the Duke's outlaws, and they took me back to Tavar. I learned how to fight, how to live off scrap. Life wasn't much different from Edan, but there wasn't the same raptor shit. The laws. You could be who you were, and no one judged you.
Then why didn't you remain with the outlaws?
Because the reavers who'd taken me captive came to the fort and wanted to speak to the Duke. I think they wanted to take me back. I fled when they saw me. I didn't want to be taken back, or for them to kill me to hide their crime. When I left the fort, I ran into a cleric patrol. They convinced me to go to the Hort with them. Not that I really needed that much convincing. All those hours taking scrap apart and putting it back together in Tavar really paid off there. The clerics recognized that I was good with technology. So, I've been working on mechs and AI systems since then. Building things. Trusted. Part of a team. And it's easier being with mechs. They don't judge anyone. They treat everyone the same. Like this place. I know it's not perfect. But outlaws, berserkers, clerics, even elves are seen as people. At least that's the vision. Not always the way it happens. That's another reason to maintain these mechs. To protect what we have here. Well, I hope you find your place in the world. It's good when you do.
Am I crazy, or is our generator power fluctuating?
The B-Series was not...
What are you doing here? You won't find anything. Just go. That's it. Get the hell out of here. Yes. I have a lot to do, as you can imagine. This
You're in charge here?
Well, let's say that I'm the person holding all these threads together. There's no ruler here, we all work together. Everyone here wants something. Whatever you're searching for, it will only add to the list of demands we already face. And providing for the people we already have is a logistical challenge. That means to accommodate everyone we're on strict rations, and those rations have to be earned.
It seems I'm not the only one collecting waifs and strays, setting them on the right path.
You've been helping people. Then maybe you can understand what we have built.
You've done a good thing here.
How long have you been in charge of the Dome City?
I've been in office for 8 years now, and it hasn't been easy. Maintaining a neutral position to the factions while fighting the Albs. By Kalan, there really are more pleasant posts they could have appointed me to.
What if someone wanted to replace you?
Some have tried, yet I am still here. This city was created by the Great Council of Magalan. They made the clerics custodians of this place and their legacy. The Great Council may be long gone, but what they stood for, a unity of purpose, a future for all of Magalan together, that is something we still believe in here. So, it is our job to remain neutral. It is our job to serve all, no matter their background, however hard our residents make it for us.
Listen, the council is gone. Why care about what they said?
You don't think that was a better time? Laws for prisoner exchange that assured borders, set rules for trade. Even if you don't care about the blood spilled since the council's rule was broken. The clerics swore to a code, and that includes keeping our oaths. And an oath was sworn to the council by my forefathers. That makes it my duty to see that oath is kept.
Are you having a lot of trouble here in the city?
Keeping the factions together is always an issue. The outlaws are always up to something, but things have gotten worse, and to cap it all, we've had a sharp rise in thefts. I believe an organized group has started operating here. Not the usual outlaws. This group seems to be outside the factions. From the little I've heard, they're more like a secret society than your regular set of theft mongers. I've offered a large bounty for any information that leads to their capture. And capture would be best. I want to find out who their connections are. If you can find out more about this secret society, I can make you rich.
How are things here in the Dome City?
Tense. The battles out there are always reflected in here. Tensions run high if the outlaws attack the clerics, or the clerics attack the berserkers. And there's always the fear of an Alb invasion. Those tensions drive greed, anger, and fear. There is war out there, and here your shards will be stolen from your hand if you aren't careful. It's like the world has gone crazy.
Why have things become so bad?
Yes, a whole host of reasons. Maybe it would help you if I tell you how things are. The berserkers have lived more and more reclusively ever since the pilgrim went into his retreat. The outlaws are more organized now the Duke has taken power, and the Alb separatists seek shelter with us to escape the powers in Zakor. All told, very dark signs that we face another global catastrophe. And here we are, in the middle.
Is there something I can help you with?
If you want to help, there is something that has to be taken care of quickly. You must have noticed that the mood is very heated here. One more issue, one wobble, and everything we've held together here will fall to pieces. One of my people has reported that the outlaws are expecting a weapons delivery. The last thing that this city needs is more weapons. And who knows who the outlaws will sell them to. I want you to intercept this delivery and bring it to me.
About the outlaws' weapons delivery. I'll take care of that problem for you.
Good. Very well then. Your target is a woman. Her name is Paige. Get her talking and hope that she brings you in on her plan. Take these shards. You may need them to buy yourself some trust. You'll have to find Paige yourself. She's a slippery customer, and we've lost track of her.
I've already met Paige.
You have? And did she tell you anything about her contact? As soon as you get those weapons, or any information, just make sure you bring them to me.
If even half of that is true,
About your trip.
Yeah, don't tell me. Trading weapons can pose a danger. But this is about self-defense. The only person who can stop a person with a gun is a person with an even big... I mean, what? Are we supposed to throw rocks at the Albs when they attack? But the clerics want to keep all the guns for themselves, and they call it neutral.
Sounds like you could use some help.
Yes. Yes, I could. Still, let's say he's right, and that I could get a hold of supplies. Not from Tavar, obviously. They've blocked that route. Let's say I could get some weapons from the Separatists, for example. Let's say they have weapons and need shards, and that they also have the business acumen of a stunned troll, so they need a salesperson. Me, for example. What if I was to say that? And what if I was to say that I have to find someone who could enter and leave this city freely? If I was to say that, then what would you say?
Do you really think you can trust the Separatists?
I can't leave without profit. Hell, right now I can't eat without profit. So I need this deal. So if you blab, what have I lost? Nothing. And without any guns to show, it's just your word against mine, and even Alois isn't going to see that as justice.
I could help you get your weapons.
Good. Right. So, this is what you need to leave the city and find a separatist called Radok. I think he's a separatist, but whatever he is, he's a mad fucker. I can't make sense of most of what he says. But he has the weapons, and he likes trade. I think he likes trade. It's hard to tell. He wants to sell the weapons, but you'll have to work on him, okay? He won't just hand them over.
Where can I find Radok?
Up in the Highlands. When we last spoke, he told me he was going to head over to the northeast. He mentioned an abandoned wind turbine. With luck, he'll still be out there.
Hey, have you got... help me?
A couple of shards. Could save us more, if he does know something useful.
Useful? I can be useful.
What do you think? Will you give him something?
There, take this.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, I won't forget this. And since you have helped me, I'll make sure my contacts hear about it. You help me, I'll help you. Come back in a few days, yeah? I'll have something that might interest you.
Very good.
I heard they might be getting a resupply soon.
About the Outlaws' weapons delivery. You've been using informers to try and catch them?
Of course. Information is key to keeping the peace. But there are always things you miss. And missing things leads to nasty surprises. And I'd rather be the one dealing those out than receiving them. Particularly when it comes to outlaws. Are you going to show me that you are the exception?
come here from Goliath?
Goliath?
Are you here to seek shelter or to cause problems? This area is a sanctuary for refugees. There's nothing here for reavers, recruiters, or troublemakers.
I'm not a reaver.
Then I hope that means you're here to help.
You're a berserker. Is Adan trying to conquer Abessa?
I don't answer to Adan. And these people belong to no faction. They belong only to themselves. I stand as their protector against anyone who would force them to do otherwise. My only connection to Adan is my magic. I wish it was more, but wishes don't make things so.
Have you been exiled from Goliath?
Exiled? No. There are those in Adan who want to use my magic for their own purposes. Ever since my power started to grow, they changed me. Their mana changed me, and that change just won't stop. I'm becoming stronger and stronger. It is terrifying.
If that's true, why don't you use your power?
I do, I have. But sometimes it overwhelms me. That's why I fight alone. If I lose control of a spell, there's a chance I could kill anyone and everyone around me. The warlords wanted to test me, try my powers, to harness them. Now I need to find a solution myself. But to do that, I need to study the properties of Elex, to learn more about it.
What brought you out here?
This is a place away from the war. A place people can make up their minds without being pressured to join one of the factions. If the people here wanted to join a faction, they would have. But some people aren't ready for that. Or they've been cast out. They have to go somewhere.
So there's no faction in charge here?
Well, the clerics keep order, but it's not like the Horde where entry means you have to join them. Here you can forget about factions.
I've heard that before.
Someone's gotta sort this shit out before we drown in it.
Really? Now? I saw you.
You saw me what?
I saw how you came through into the dome. Who are you? Why were you allowed in?
That's none of your business.
Then it sounds like you got in here illegally. As much as the clerics claim they control the gates, they really don't seem to be able to stop people getting in. And by that, I don't just mean you. Can you believe it? There are fucking Albs in the city.
What do you have against the Separatists?
They are coming here, to our city. The only city with a real chance of peace among the factions. If it was up to me, then we would make sure these Albs went somewhere else. They might say we have the same goal, the same enemy, but I don't believe a word of what they say. Who says they aren't spies sent here to deactivate the dome? They can't be trusted.
You want to have all the Separatists thrown out of the city?
Yeah. And you know what? I have already started to make it happen. I'll recruit anyone who'll help get this done. We have an eyewitness who claims to have seen the Separatists exchanging information with the Albs. Traitorous bastards.
What information do you think they've shared?
The Berserker Jorg saw Fenk meet with an Alb in front of the city. Why would they meet if it wasn't to exchange information about the dome? Sadly, Jorg is the only one who's seen Fenk. And now he started saying he isn't sure he really saw Fenk meet an Alb from Acorn. So I have to jog Jorg's memory, or make sure he stops denying what he said. There has to be a way to do that.
You don't think that Jorg could have been wrong in the first place?
No, never. You can't trust these Separatists. They'll betray us sooner or later for sure.
I'm telling you, this is just the beginning.
Imagine that. Well, I can, but...
Really? We'll talk later, yeah?
What an ass. He should have known.
You should talk to someone else. I can't help
We have
you.
nothing to talk about.
Then why are we still working with that piece of crap?
Move along, civilian.
I'm what?
Hello, stranger. You should stock up on supplies before you head out into the wilderness. I have everything you need.
What do you have to offer me?
Everything an adventurer like you could need.
once possessed great Elex abilities, didn't you? You're probably a soldier from Xacor, but you are now free from Elex, and from the orders that come from the heart of Xacor. Have you come here to die like the clerics that I just killed? Or are you here to trade?
What can you offer me?
The weapons of my enemies. Never used. Dropped once. Well cleaned. You won't find a drop of their blood on them. I have traveled alone since I left Xacor, and I wish to remain so. Still, if you have information to give me, that would be useful. Information and shards are what an alb needs to survive in the lands of the free people. Not that either of those things help these clerics keep their lives.
Paige sent me.
Paige? Do I know Paige? Faces and names of the free people? They merge into one. But you must mean the woman from the domed city. But I have business to conclude before we speak. It seems there are 2 followers of Kalan nearby who are anxious to see their god in person. And I must send them on their way. Quickly, decide. Will you stand with me in battle?
This is none of my business.
You disappoint me. For if you don't stand with me, that must mean you are my enemy.
Shit! That was really dumb.
Now the alb is dead. Kalan's will has been carried out. Here, a simple... Now, it is... May Kalan...
That isn't enough.
About the Outlaw's weapons delivery. I have what you wanted.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope that the goods are all here.
Look for yourself.
Good. I wanted the whole shipment intact. Here, your reward. Ah yes, the weapons dealer. How is he doing? Is he still alive?
The dealer is dead.
Good. Kalan's judgment is ever present. You have my thanks, and I'm sure Kalan...
You really messed up there.
Do you think we...
Too experienced...
Do you have my delivery?
You can forget it.
Well, with that tone, I can imagine...
Just get out of here.
Get lost, you...
We have nothing to talk about.
If you're here for the food rations, then I'll tell... Someone must have been making a joke, so you can just turn...
I'm not here about the food rations.
You're not? Ah, is that so? Well, then I'm sorry. I have been the butt of a joke that has left me rather angry, and I thought... Well, I'm sorry. It's just... I'm just so sick of it. The belligerence between the berserkers and outlaws. Everything was simpler when I was a cultivator in Goliath. We had laws and everyone obeyed them. Why can't people just all work together?
If you feel that way, why don't you go back to Goliath?
No. Those days are gone. I left willingly to establish a world heart here in Abessa. But when it became clear that the seedling wouldn't grow, Caleb decided that we would remain here. And whatever Caleb says is best. But now, no, I can't go back. We went against orders from Goliath. If I go back now, they'll just stick me in a cage, no questions asked.
What's happening in the city?
Well, the Dome City is a refuge for all. Outlaws, berserker, clerics, anyone who wants to be somewhere other than their homeland. Being away from home, you'd think they'd care less about what faction they were from. But for some reason, some of them have got even more fanatical. That makes keeping order difficult sometimes. The outlaws are the worst. They don't understand rules or sharing, or in some cases, that people have a right to stay alive.
You don't seem to like outlaws.
All people are welcome here. The Dome City is a refuge for all. But that means all, not just outlaws. There's a half-dozen outlaws hanging around outside the city at the old farm now. They just want to get in to cause trouble. I mean, we got everyone settled down and living together, and those outlaws, I just wish they'd disappear.
You want the outlaws in the farm to die?
Whoa, whoa, that's not what I said. I just want them to stop causing trouble for good.
About the...
You mean the threat?
If the price is right, I will take care of the outlaws.
Are you sure you can handle this? Well, if you're willing to try, then I would be grateful if they'd vanish. I will have your reward ready when you come back. Oh, it'll be such... But you need to prove you did it by bringing me their heads.
Okay, I'll bring you their heads.
By Kalan, what? No, no, what am I supposed to do with their heads? No, I didn't. And don't trade with them. And no heads.
Stop being an asshole.
Hey, what did you do to Cool? He's completely just rambling about...
I didn't do any...
Shit. Then he said his mind told... And those clerics called...
What these ruins must have witnessed.
I can't say that any more clearly. Not now.
Nah.
Do you feel the same way?
Look out!
Nah. I'd put that weapon away.
Fuck all of them. I hope they...
Nah. You can blame yourself for this!
about the outlaws.
You mean the threat on our doorstep? The canker in our midst? They who should disappear?
The outlaws have gone.
Gone? You mean... You've not brought me any heads, have you? No? No. Good. Look, here's your reward. And the Dome City's thanks. And if any more outlaws take up residence there or inside the city, let me know. I would like to remain informed. It was good doing...
Alois has ordered that you must report to him immediately. You should go there now. You'll have to deal with things yourself. I can't help you right now.
You escaped in a crate?
Maybe later.
Halt! You are accused of assault. You must pay the fines that go with your crimes or live with the consequences.
I will pay my fine.
Thank you for paying me so quickly. I consider your fines as paid in full. Just one more term. Then I can retire.
Well, it's hard to get parts out here.
What's happening?
Nothing right now, but it's simmering. You can feel it. There was something building even before we let those Alp separatists in here. They just lit the touch paper. But hey, we're supposed to be a sanctuary, so...
I was also an Alb once.
You? Bullshit. Since when do separatists travel in small groups? What, you serious? As if we didn't have enough trouble. You better stick with the rest of your crowd. Then I'll know where to find you when we need to kick you out.
What's a suggester?
Our suggesters are the reason things remain peaceful in the city. If someone causes trouble, then they're either thrown out, see a suggester for reorientation, or both. But don't worry, it's a positive experience that will leave you happy about life. Even so, I recommend avoiding it.
You mentioned the Council of Magellan.
The Great Council, yes. You'll have to speak to Judicator Alois if you want to know more about that. I'm not that well informed on my history. Keep your pockets closed.
Tell me about the city.
Right, well, where to start? First off, a lot of people are avoiding the north of the city. This place always has something going on, but right now, there's really something brewing. That means the north isn't exactly welcoming. The western section's safer. You're okay there as long as you don't break the law, or look funny, or say something. The southern part, well, that is really quiet. Nothing really happens there, but wherever you are, you should know the clerics are watching. Alois, he runs this place, and he hates thieves, and beggars, and trouble causers, and pretty much anyone. He thinks he's God's messenger or something, and that means he's got one big old stick up his ass. So don't piss him off. If you ignore anything else, don't ignore that advice. Don't piss off the clerics. There now, you are fully informed.
Not now.
Hey! There's someone there. What do you want here?
Hey! You're...
Yes, I've just arrived.
I thought so. Anyway, I want to ask you something. Have you been to Edan recently? To the Berserker's city of Goliath, to be exact. A good friend of mine is still there.
Who's your friend?
His name is Kral. He's a guard at the Mana Shrine. At least, he was when I left. He thought he still had a chance to save his brother, Grimmar, from the Alb Converter. Do you know what happened to him?
No, I don't know, Kral.
No? Okay, well, thanks. And thanks anyways.
Tell me about your life in Edan.
Me? I was a worker at the pit. You know, I extracted Elex from old machines so it could be transmuted into mana. I always wanted to join the Hooded Crows and learn the art of magic, but it wasn't to be. My parents forbade me from trying. My clan told me to stop trying. Not that any of that stopped me. And that's what got me banished. I stole mana from the shrine to try and learn magic myself. And I got myself caught. They sentenced me to exile in the Valley of the Damned, but I escaped. I'd seen the Dome City when I was sent on patrol, so when I left Edan, this was the place I thought of. And here I am.
I would like to learn Berserker magic.
Well, it's pointless asking me. I didn't manage to learn anything useful before I was exiled. You would have to join the Berserkers. They won't teach their magic to outsiders. But I don't know if I can recommend that in all good conscience. I left, after all. You will have to decide who you want to join.
What are you doing here?
No, not
I'm
now.
watching you.
Never trusted her.
Nah.
I wonder if he was serious about that.
Fuck all of them. I hope they drown in their own shit.
Yes, I'd heard things were rough there too.
The fight is the only thing that matters. That makes a real man.
I wonder if he was serious about that.
Stop being an asshole.
Yes, you can say that, but we need more food first.
I've heard a lot about that. I'm not sure I believe it.
What do you want from me? To drive me off? Or maybe even have me killed? You don't scare me. Your people are a plague upon this land. Although, there's something different about you. Do you usually spend time with people like us?
I was an Alb myself once.
Yes. You stopped taking Elex. That is rare, which makes me question how you did it. May logic guide you.
You don't feed the belly, the rest of the body will die.
Don't mess me around. I'll mess with you.
You! Hey! It's you!
Yes, Frank. It's me, Jax.
I heard they'd shot you down. That you were dead. Apparently that was wrong. But if you're here, does that mean you're a separatist now? Will you stay here and support our cause? I'm sure you would be very welcome.
What cause?
We've broken free from Xeno, from being slaves to Elex. And we've worked, persuaded people to allow us into the city. And now we're here. We are working to be allowed to stay. Would you be willing to help us?
I will give you my support.
Good. We have to stick together. People blame us for this war, even though we left Xeno to escape it. They will doubt us until the day peace begins. I mean, they don't even trust each other. Among all these warring people, all these different agendas, we, you and I, share a similar destiny. It's the only way anyone will survive.
What goods have you got?
We need to sort things out with those traders and get more supplies in.
Nah.
You don't feed the belly, the rest of the body will die.
Do you need help?
It is good that you offer to help us. The Berserkers are already trying to get us thrown out of the city. We need the protection offered by this place. We won't survive without it. We've persuaded people here that we are worth a chance. But there will always be those who won't see it that way. And the Albs and Xeno want us dead. If we're to stay, we need someone to get to Caleb and York. They are...
About the threat of... I will help you.
Good. It is best to... Caleb is already attempting further arguments to ensure, but it is York's statement that has put us in danger. That lie, if people believe we are working with the enemy, we will be exiled from the city. But if York confesses his lie, then Caleb would no longer have the proof he claims.
Stop, asshole.
Ah, the gift and treasures. So what are you? Merchant?
I was an alb once.
And you go around admitting that? And you're still alive? How'd you manage that?
Let's just say it's complicated.
Yeah, I can imagine. You anything to do with these separatists? Why are there so many of you guys coming to the Dome City?
You'll have to ask the separatists. I'm not one of them.
And I guess that's what I have to do. I was hoping you would have an answer. But as far as I see it, the way we are now, we should get along wonderfully with each other. I mean, otherwise, you wouldn't have even spoken to me, right?
How do people live here?
Here, smoke one with me, before you start bombarding me with questions, yeah? I have the best stuff here.
What do you have to offer?
Troll dung, rat scab, it's all first-class stuff. Snort it, smoke it, either way. You'll never forget the experience.
Forget it.
Well, that's your choice. From time to time, you need to open a door in your head and look inside, right? But if you won't, then all the more for me. That done, let's get into the real business.
Business? With me?
You see someone else here? Real business. A proper opportunity. You see, the clerics have had this city under their control for years. And the Duke thinks they're planning to take control everywhere, sooner or later. And he thinks the Dome City could be the starting point for their military campaign. So, my job is to find out if he's right. If there is something brewing that could be dangerous for us in Tavar.
What information have you gathered about the clerics?
Pretty much nothing so far. They've not been very loose-lipped around me. I must sorta stand out.
So, you want me to be your spy?
I want you to find out information. Now I can see in your eyes that you haven't fallen for the cleric's tricks. You aren't simple enough to believe every piece of troll shit you're fed.
What do you expect from me?
All that you have to do is get some answers out of somebody, and I've even got the guy lined up ready for you. His name is Lutz. He's one of Alois's technicians. As far as I know, he's trying to re-establish communications with the other clerics in Ignadon. Go and grill Lutz. Find out if there'll be an offensive. Do that, then...
So, what do you think? Should we get involved?
Don't worry, there's no getting involved. You shouldn't have any trouble finding...
How many shards are you talking about?
Enough. I pay.
Where can I find Lutz?
If he's not on a call, then he's usually working maintenance on one of the generators. Just walk along the battlement path up at the top. You can't be far.
Wow, that was a serious one, wasn't it?
Are you looking for something?
Never find out.
If we all did our duty, then duty would be done.
There are too many dead already.
won't accept that.
Fuck all of them. I hope they
Yes,
drown in their own
what
shit.
is it?
Fink sent me.
Did he? Well, I don't have anything to say to those Albs. This whole thing between Caleb and Fink is starting to get on my I shouldn't have said anything. Okay? What?
About this...
Do you have any idea what I should do?
Go to the clerics and tell them you made a mistake.
I can't do that. Caleb will call me a traitor. And for all I know, Caleb is right. That Alb could have been from Zakor. What if Fink actually is an Alb spy?
I was an Alb from Zakor.
You? You don't look like an Alb.
Because I am free from Elex. You can trust me. Not all Albs follow the orders of the Ice Palace.
I know. I've always found Fink quite straightforward, which is rare amongst the people here. Maybe I'm judging him because everyone else here is so untrustworthy. You're right. I've done Caleb's bidding without question far too long, and where's it got me? I'll go to the clerics and speak up for Fink. You've helped me decide. Thank you. I will go to the clerics and do the right thing. I don't want someone to be thrown out of the city because of me.
You think you know what's going on? No one knows what's going on.
I wonder if he was serious about that.
Fucking elves. They'll cost all of us.
You may remain in the city.
You managed to get Jorg to admit his lie to the clerics? That is good. It seems we can trust in the clerics' justice after all. Your service should be moved. That is half of my daily ration. I hope it is enough to
You gotta think before you go out and do that.
Keep your hands off my machines. Any accident, the energy altogether, and I'm the one who has to fix all this. Ah, shit, I can't even sort out the replacement parts until I have this stabilized.
I heard you are having trouble establishing communications with the Horde in Ignodon.
That is just... Wait. How do you know that? That's confidential.
One of the outlaws told me.
The outlaws? The last thing we need is for them to know about our problems. Do you think it's just one outlaw that knows, or do they all know?
I have no idea.
That is a worry, a real worry. Well, we can't waste any more time. We need to fix that comms relay station before anyone tries to take advantage of our problems. Since you're in the know, can you help me?
We might be able to come to an agreement.
An agreement? Okay, sure, an agreement. As long as you help. If you don't help us, we could lose everything we have here. And if things fall apart out there, you can be certain that it will get bloody for everyone.
I can get the replacement parts for you.
You would? Well, okay, yeah. That would give me time to stop this from going... You'll need to go to Eric to fetch them for me. But do me a favor and don't take forever in getting them here, alright?
Out here because
from another city.
Yes? Which city did you go to?
I went to the Dome City in Abessa.
Any information about the other factions is useful. Tell me what you learned.
The people in the Dome City seem to want to remain neutral, but they are waiting to be attacked by the Alps. They know the war is coming.
I think they're short of supplies and feeling lost, leaderless, awaiting the axe to fall. The war has displaced a lot of refugees into Abessa, and there's a lot of argument over what to do with them and what they mean. That takes up most of their time. Thank you for your report.
I went to the fort.
Good. And tell me your report on the outlaws.
The fort is well prepared for defense. They're not lacking weapons, and they seem determined to keep what they have.
And their state of mind? I'd hoped the outlaw problem would solve itself by them tearing themselves apart.
They have similar numbers of people to you. It's true that they don't all agree, but their leader, the Duke, seems to have the outlaws under control.
Then I will need to think again about Tavar. I was hoping that they'd implode, leaving us with one less threat. But it seems we may not be so fortunate. Tavar is always safer when it's fighting itself. It leaves them less energy for fighting us. Thank you for your report.
About my support. How am I doing?
You have passed Angram's test. That stands you in good stead. You helped protect the seedlings from mutants. As I heard it, you uncovered an outlaw trading in forbidden technology. Ornir told me that you failed to help him deal with an outlaw he was worried about. I have heard you uncovered a cleric and brought him to justice. That action carries a lot of weight. You did well. The men at the Mana Shrine informed me the stolen Elex was returned. And that was your doing. You must do more if you want to fit in here. Earn those pledges, and you will earn my approval.
About my support. Is there anything else that I can do for you?
You seem to take this seriously. That's good. Since I can't pass off my duties onto you, you will have to make yourself useful in another way. The cultivators are constantly bothering me with their requests. That needs to stop. Oh, and Erdor hasn't sent back any reports from the World Heart lately. Find out if he's all right, and if he needs anything. As you can see, there's always...
Teach me something.
Sure.
Teach me something.
Sure.
Why even waste time thinking about it?
Teach me something.
Of course.
Teach me something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Damn it.
And as so, but
I'd like to
pick your.
Teach me.
Yes.
I stop listening whenever she opens her mouth.
It doesn't matter how you see it. I see it differently.
Teach me something.
Of course. Look around.
There have been so many patrols that got themselves in trouble recently. It's a wonder any of them are still standing.
He's never earned an honest shard in his life.
How many people have we lost?
That's enough of that.
The things our world has achieved that are now lost to us. World Heart.
Yeah,
the
not
hearts
now,
of all
alright?
berserkers beat with them, for they shall keep...
How safe is the World's Heart here?
You mean with the Alp? They don't seem to register it. The World Heart mustn't be their mission. Or they don't know about it. They'd kill me fast enough, though. That is, if the animals didn't get me first. Or I don't eat the wrong... Still.
Anything you want me to report to Ragnar?
Yeah. Can you tell him about the World Heart? That it's okay? He should know we're still working, even though the patrols aren't coming to check. But if you're offering to help, I've not had any Can you get them to send someone with my food supplies?
I will ask him.
Thank you. Cinda is probably the best person to ask. She's fierce. I'm not asking, just the usual supply run.
I'll see what I can do.
Please, just... I can't... Listen...
Ford?
Yes. Hopefully that... Say, let's wrap... It would save you a trip.
I have brought...
You have?
I brought you some bread.
You got your hands on fresh bread?
It's all Cinda had.
No. They don't normally...
Cinda gave...
Wow.
She said...
That should... Here.
Yes.
Thank you again. Everyone...
That wasn't great, was it?
Here.
All technology must be consigned to the past. Take it to the pit.
Not now.
About my... I took care of Eardor.
Are there any problems?
None to speak of.
Tell me, why am I hearing only complaints from the cultivators? Did it have something to do with the food you took them? It'll be days before they're able to work at full capacity again. And sickness and diarrhea really aren't words you want to hear around.
Eardor asked for food. I took him food. Where's my payment?
Payment? You made my men sick. Whatever you thought you were doing, you've left men in the forest with their guts in knots.
How am I doing?
You have passed Angram's test. That stands you in good stead. You helped protect the seedlings from mutants. And the men at the manor, you must earn.
What kind?
Yeah, but it's...
So?
The Berserkers believe that all of Magaland should be if we can. But the other factions don't. They...
Do you know that for sure?
Spoken, no. But we sent... and you came to us from beyond our walls. If you know your way across these lands, if you go to the World Hearts and...
I will look for your men in Tavar and Abessa.
Thank you. It's time. You ensure you're properly equipped before you go. It isn't a short journey, and... Ornir told me that you failed to help him deal with an outlaw. I have heard you, the men at the map.
Go and bother someone else.
I'll stay with my own and not do this.
We've got to get this sorted. I have shit to do.
We must all work together if we're going to resist.
Well, if only we knew.
I want to make
all. Technology will get you into trouble here.
Let's go. There must have been a lot of civilians living here once.
You're in trouble now.
So, you want to fight?
That's enough now. That's enough now. I'll get this one. I'll get this one. right then.
I'll help you.
Not now.
No, I can't talk to you right now.
Anything happening around here that I should know about?
I don't know. We don't have the manpower to patrol outside the... It's pretty dangerous out there.
What do you...
Take a while. The large... We spent a lot of blood protecting this world heart. Lives of the present to build a future for us all.
Your post seems undermanned.
Ragnar sent the men we could spare. I sent some of them with one of our cultivators to a farm near the domed city. We thought they would be able to drum up some supplies for us, but instead they've disappeared. It's bad enough that the group is missing, but Rock, our cultivator, is gone too. I really need Rock to help me look after the world heart.
I can look for them.
You would? But be careful. The farm Rock...
I'll get this one. That's enough now.
Thorgal wants you to return to the World Heart.
I bet he does, but he can go fuck himself. I'm not going back. He can go and round up a few ass-kissing, law-abiding fellows from Goliath to do his dirty work. I don't want anything to do with...
What happened?
Let me give you a clue. I was only just able to... Those warriors are now rotting somewhere out there. Or they're...
I will get...
Thank you. I need dried meat, you know, ration packs. And I'll need water and some sort... The water and the... As for the weapon, there are some outlaws there that have taken the... They're bound...
About this... Can I sell you a weapon?
No, no. I want to get a weapon from those outlaws. I'm sure if I get something from them, then I can blend in with them. So, can you get me something from that farm?
Commander Jax, you stopped taking Elex.
Have we?
Not personally, but every alb knows of your achievements. Everyone heard. We were told you had been executed. But recently, I heard rumors of some...
Why aren't you with your...
It seems like we have shared I've been cut loose from Xeno. I can't go back.
Are you with the Separatists?
Psh, those idiots don't even know what they want. They are weak, overcome by emotion. They've abandoned the hybrid because of primitive fear, and with no idea what they will do instead. Weak, stupid, emotional. While I have had to leave Xeno, I believe in the hybrid. It is through his insight that we will survive. His powers will bring order to Xeno.
So why aren't you still a loyal soldier of Xeno?
So why aren't you still a loyal commander of Xeno?
I still don't know the full story. Not all. But I failed the mission for the hybrid. There were Alps there, ready to stage an execution. I was fortunate. I fell from the cliff and they presumed I was dead. I've been trying to recover my strength and advance ever since then.
Then your executioner also failed. They will have to execute him when they discover that.
There. That's my story. So now it's your turn. So tell me why you left Xeno.
I believe there are ways to make Albs stronger. That there are ways we can share minds to strengthen them.
The collective mind is part of the hybrid's strength.
Yes, but I did my own research into shared minds. I experienced what it is to be an Alb, a true Alb. But my efforts weren't appreciated. They rejected me. They drove me from Xeno. Now, I must live in exile.
They wouldn't exile you for research. Are you serious?
Yes. Look, you're in exile, I'm in exile. Here we stand, the two of us, both superior to the Albs that serve the hybrid. You and I, we should be the ones to decide our fate. And theirs.
Excellent.
So what is your...
The only thing that matters right now is taking the heads of the Albs who are hunting me. Once I have them, then I can think of the future. I want them dead. And...
cut their heads off? That should scare others off from pursuing you.
You can't scare Albs. No. If I get their heads, I can read their minds to learn how they plan to capture me. And I'm sure I can get you some useful tactical information when I do. Help me. And I... provided you...
You really think you can read their minds?
If you bring me their heads, yes. Find my pursuers.
There's no way.
You sound like the Albs in Xeno. Are you still under the hybrid's control, or can you think freely now?
You fight for my cause, and I will bring you the heads of your pursuers.
Good. Then, and we will know. You should tell me where to meet if we become separated.
I have a camp in some ruins west.
Very well.
Come with me.
You have enough companions.
Very good.
You should go to... Follow me.
If I must. Now you shall pay.
I've got your back.
Watch that creature!
Such shield technology is
You have things to
wasted
do.
in a
Go and
vessel.
do them.
All that to hide refugees and rejects. That technology was invented by elves, and it should have remained with the elves.
One shard, 2 shards.
Not now.
Who knows what they're going to find in those ruins next?
Nothing is free in life.
Get lost. Did I invite you?
You have things to do. Go and do them.
You. It was you, wasn't it? It'll be your damned fault if we all die here.
Not now.
I'd heard things were rough there, too.
Fuck all of them. I hope they drown in their own shit.
Why do you...
Because he must... And I need...
Well, that was a serious waste of
You know you
time,
wouldn't...
wasn't it?
Damn, this is...
I could use someone.
Use. There's a word.
I could help.
What do you know of Elex? Mana, you have its mark on you.
I took Elex in the past. Is that what you're seeing? Or is there something else?
Took it? You were fed it? You were an Alb soldier. Well, it seems we have something in... We've both been fed Elex in one form or another. It's changed us. And neither of us know what...
What do you think? My offer still stands.
And what exactly it...
I am going to end this war by taking the fight to the Elexitors. And I'm trying to put together a group skilled enough to win that fight.
And you think I'll take part in this?
In return, I will help your quest to find the Elex you're searching for. And you can improve your magical abilities. You said yourself, the longer you are here, the more you fear your powers will overwhelm you. The longer you stay here, the more danger you put these people in. If you really want to protect them, you need to leave.
Even if that's true, why should I leave with you?
I was an ally. I know Elex and I know magic. I know the impulses that follow you even during sleep. I know the nightmares and the problems of trying to control power that really wants to control you. And I know what it's like when all that is taken from you. We can help each other.
And it's not like I have other options. Not in the long term. I'll wait by the main gate. You should stock up here.
I will meet you.
Just don't keep me waiting.
I can tell you are no longer a true owl.
How do you think we're doing?
You have proven to be moderately reliable. Remembering that you are an Alb would make you more efficient. Alb attacks on the free people have decreased. Something must have happened in the Ice Palace since I was last there. The question is, what?
The fight is the only thing that matters. That makes...
I don't have any time right now.
Now's not the time. Another time, yeah?
Not now.
What kept you?
I'm here now.
So you are. And are you planning on telling me where you've set up camp or what comes next? Or do I...
Okay.
You've done a lot, but you still have got a lot of work ahead of you. Or we have.
And we're not going to get where we need to without a jetpack.
Don't worry, I know how to use one of those. I'll keep up with you. Now can we talk about my problem?
You said you wanted to study the properties of Elex. How will you do that?
I can feel the presence of Elex. Mostly where it's present in great quantities.
Like the converter?
You don't need any special powers to... No, I'm talking about unrefined Elex. When it's raw, I want to explore Magalan and look for some large...
How are you?
I'm okay. I can see that you're struggling with your emotions. It must seem more natural to fall back on logic alone. I'll try to assist you in your struggle in any way I can. People will only follow you if you can understand the world from their perspective, if you truly support their interests.
How do you want to find...
When the comet... into this... But it is... I've...
Deposit?
You're right. Part of its power is that it isn't from here. I want to discover how... But when it is processed by the Albs, the Elex... it becomes... polarized. The transmuted form that the Berserkers get from their mana shrine changes it in similar ways. That keeps some of its power, but it's the Elex that came with the comet that I want to learn more about. I feel that there are secrets. To understand those secrets, I need it untouched, pure Elex.
Where can you find this unrefined Elex?
The first deposit I'd like to investigate is north of the city of Abessa. I can show you.
If it's so close, why hasn't anyone else found it?
I don't know. Maybe because nobody can feel Elex like I can.
Your senses are better than Alb technology.
Come with me and find out.
All right, show me the way.
It's not far from the city. There is a vast amount of Elex flowing into the sea. It washes out of the cliffs and the ground, and it flows out across the planet. Elex is everywhere.
But you still think we need to find concentrations of it?
Yes, from the moment the comet struck, Elex has been seeping into everything on Magalan. That makes the background noise from it hard to read. If I'm to learn more, we must follow those mutants to find where the Elex is coming from. We know where we have to go. I'll follow you this time. I'm better at sensing Elex than any person I know, but there are mutants with the same ability. We should be careful in case the Elex deposit has attracted them. I'm better at sensing Elex than any person I know, but there are mutants with the same ability. We should be careful in case the Elex deposit has attracted them.